In the furthest, most frozen corner of the south, there was a place covered in white snow and sparkling ice called Frosty Bay. It was so cold there that when you breathed out, your breath would freeze in the air and turn into tiny, floating crystals. Hundreds of penguins lived in Frosty Bay. They all looked very much alike. They all looked like they were wearing smart black and white tuxedos, they all loved eating fish, and they all wanted to dive into the ocean and swim all day long. All of them, except one, Pip. Pip was a little bit different from the other penguins. Instead of diving deep into the ocean, he would always tilt his head back and look up at the giant, pointy Misty Mountain standing behind them. That peak, hiding amongst the clouds, seemed to whisper to Pip, "Come on, come and find me." Pip's mum, Mrs. Waddles, would say, "Come along, Pip. Time to get in the water. You have your swimming lesson today." Pip would sigh. "But Mum, aren't you curious about how the world looks from the top of that mountain?" His dad, Mr. Waddles, would laugh. "Penguins don't climb, my boy, penguins swim. Our wings aren't for flying, they are for zooming through the water like arrows. And our feet aren't for climbing, they are for waddling on ice." One day, a fog thicker than milk descended upon Frosty Bay. It was so thick you couldn't see your own flipper in front of your face. The penguin flock started their march towards the ocean for breakfast as usual. Pitter-patter, pitter-patter. Hundreds of feet tapped on the ice. Pip was right at the back of the queue. Suddenly, he saw a bright blue snowflake drifting on the wind. This snowflake was so beautiful that Pip watched it as if he was under a spell. The snowflake flew to the right, Pip went to the right. The snowflake floated up, Pip climbed up. The sound of the flock faded away, quack, quack, quack. And then, silence. Pip looked around. "Mum? Dad," he called out. But the only answer was the wind, whoosh. Pip had lost his way in the fog. He tried to find the flat path to the ocean. He turned right and walked. He turned left and walked. But with every step, the ground got harder, the ice turned into jagged rocks, and the path kept going up. "I think the sea is this way," said Pip, and he kept climbing. Without realizing it, he had arrived at the bottom of Misty Mountain. The path was getting steep. Pip's little legs were tired. He sat down on a rock to rest. Just then, from behind a pile of snow, a head with long white ears popped up. It was Bella the snow hare. Bella wiggled her nose and said, "Hello, stranger. You are a very odd bird. You don't fly. You don't hop. You just wobble." Pip smiled shyly. "I am a penguin. My name is Pip. I was looking for the ocean, but I think I went the wrong way." "Where is this?" Bella giggled. "The ocean. You are going the complete opposite way, you silly goose. This is the climbing path for Misty Mountain. From here, you only go up." Pip looked down. He couldn't see the bottom because of the fog. "I can't go back," said Pip. "The fog is too thick. I might slip and fall if I go down. I must keep going up until the fog clears." Bella nodded. "You are a brave penguin. But be careful, it gets windy up top. Keep your ears warm. Oh, pardon me, you don't have ears. Pip waved goodbye to Bella and carried on climbing. The ground wasn't ice anymore, it was hard rock. Pip couldn't use his wings like hands, but he discovered he could use his beak like a climber's pickaxe. He tapped his beak into the snow and pulled himself up. Pick, pull. Pick, pull. As he climbed higher, the weather changed. The sun started to peek through the mist. When he turned a corner, the bearded animal with huge, curled horns was standing in front of him. It was Barnaby the mountain goat. Barnaby was balancing on one leg on the edge of a cliff. When he saw Pip, he almost lost his balance in surprise. "Bleat," said Barnaby. "I don't believe my eyes. Is that a black and white rock walking, or are you a penguin?" "I am Pip," said our little hero. "And yes, I am a penguin." Barnaby stroked his beard. "I have been on this mountain for 100 years, and I have never seen a penguin climb up here. Why are you here, lad? You have wings, but you don't fly." Pip puffed out his chest. "I came by mistake. But now I am curious about the peak, Barnaby. Everyone told me I couldn't do it. But look, here I am. I'm halfway there already." Barnaby smiled. "Stubborn. I like that. Listen, lad, the path to the peak goes through Storm Pass. The wind there will want to blow you away. Lie on your tummy and slide through. Use your weight." Pip listened to Barnaby's advice. Where the wind blew the hardest, he lay flat on his tummy, just like he was sliding on ice. The wind hit him, whoosh. But because Pip was low down, it couldn't blow him away. He crawled on his tummy, digging his claws into the snow, moving forward inch by inch. And finally, he climbed over the last bump. Suddenly, the wind stopped. The noises went quiet. Pip lifted his head. He had arrived. He was at the very top of Misty Mountain. His little beak dropped open at the view. Below him, that giant blanket of fog looked like a sea of cotton wool. And where the cotton sea ended, there was the endless, deep blue ocean shimmering in the sunlight. Pip felt like the biggest penguin in the world. He wasn't just a small dot in the flock anymore, he was the king of the mountain. Pip sat at the peak for a long time. The air here was fresh and crisp. "I don't want to go back down," thought Pip. "Down there, I am just a clumsy walker. But up here, I am a climber." He looked around. There were lovely flat rocks and soft snow. "I will build a nest here," Pip decided. A sky nest. He gathered smooth stones and built a strong wall against the wind. He made a soft bed out of snow. It was the highest penguin house in the world. When the fog finally cleared, the penguins down in Frosty Bay looked up. They saw a tiny black dot at the very top of the mountain. "Look!" shouted Mr. Waddles. "Is that Pip?" Pip waved his flipper from the top. His mum and dad waved back, bursting with pride. Pip didn't stay up there forever, of course. Sometimes, he would lie on his tummy and whoosh, slide all the way down to the ocean in 2 minutes to visit his family and eat some fish. It was the best slide in the world. But every evening, While the other penguins huddled on the flat ice, Pip would climb back up to his castle in the clouds. He was Pip, the first mountaineering penguin. And he proved that just because you are born to swim, it doesn't mean you can't touch the sky if you really want to. The end.